What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2024 Cookout Southern 500. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend is the legendary Southern 500, one of the most grueling races every year, which can tear up equipment, tear up parts, have engine failures, among other things, and is one of the toughest races every single year. The last time he ran the Southern 500 in 2023, Kyle Larson was able to pick up his first ever Southern 500 victory. He'll be looking to go back-to-back and get his second straight Southern 500 win this weekend at Darlington Raceway. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before I go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is very interesting. It's going to be 94 degrees high with 73 degrees low with a 20% chance of rain. However, I took a little bit deeper look at the weather, and there is a chance of rain later in the evening. We do need to get to halfway for the race to be official. Hopefully the weather can hold off and improve so we can get the whole entire race in. This also is the cutoff race to decide who gets into playoffs. So let's take a look at those standings. For the standings of drivers that are not locked in, Mark Truex Jr. is 58 points above the cutoff line. Ty Gibbs is 39 points above. Chris Buescher is 21 above. Bubba Wallace is 21 below, and Ross Chastain is 27 below. That means that Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain, while they do have a mathematical chance to make it, they're likely going to have to win because it's pretty difficult to make up 21 points in a race unless the drivers in front of them have some sort of mechanical gremlins and issues. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who will not have a strong run at all. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run who I think will run well or have run really good at this track in the past. And I do my winner's pick, the driver thinks is going to win the race overall. And I do drivers you need to watch out for, and usually for the Cup Series, I got 5 drivers you need to watch out for. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2024 Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington? My first race pick, suck pick for the Southern 500 is the driver's 7 car for Spire Motorsports, Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie has struggled so far in 2024. He's been involved in wrecks causing them. He flipped recently at Michigan. He just had no luck go his way as of late. And I think with how bad Corey LaJoie has generally run at this racetrack in the past, I think Corey LaJoie, sadly, will not run well. I think, unfortunately, he's going to end up struggling this weekend, and I think he will not run well. I think he, sadly, will end up struggling in this year's Southern 500. I think he is going to run pretty badly. My second suck pick for the Southern 500 is a driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. Now, usually, I would have Martin Truex Jr. as one to watch out for, but in the last 12 NASCAR Cup Series races, Martin Truex Jr. has had 3 top 20 finishes and only 2 finishes inside of the top 15. There is no luck going away for Martin Truex Jr. at this moment. And while I think Martin Truex Jr., unless he fails post-race tech, I think he will make the playoffs. I think he's going to run outside the top 20 again. I just think something is going to hit this team, unfortunately. They're going to have some bad luck coming their way. I think, sadly, Martin Truex Jr. will not run well, and I think he will, unfortunately, end up struggling this weekend at Darlington. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2024 Cookout Southern 500. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 4 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Josh Berry. Josh Berry ran really well here in the spring. Ran top 10 the whole entire race, ended up finishing in 3rd position. I think Josh Berry is going to be a threat for this win, honestly. I think SHR, especially with how good the 4 has been, Kevin Harvick's winner multiple times in the 4, I think that Josh Berry is going to be a major threat and contender to at least for sure get a top 10, if not for a top 5. He's been the fastest SHR driver overall this year. I think that Josh Berry will have a very solid and strong run this weekend at Darlington. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 8 car for Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch started this year off not in a good way, but the last 3 races, this A team has been really turning the corner. Kyle Busch finished 12th at Richmond. He, of course, finished in the top 5 and 4th in Michigan and finished in 2nd position at Daytona. I think Kyle Busch is going to have a chance to run well, and he's been pretty good at Darlington in the past. So I think Kyle Busch could be a sleeper pick to potentially get his first win in over a year. I think Kyle Busch will have a pretty solid run this weekend at Darlington. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the Cookout Southern 500. Who is my winner's pick? The driver who I'm picking to win this weekend at Darlington has already won the Southern 500 in the past. I'm going with the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson, to pick up his second straight Southern 500 win and also pick up his 28th career NASCAR Cup Series win. Well, I don't think he'll get enough points to win the regular season title with him being about 18 or 19 points back. I think Kyle Larson is going to be the fastest. He was really good here in the spring for unfortunately breaking the toe link at the end of the race. I think Kyle Larson, of how good he's been at Darlington in the pace and speed that Hendrick Motorsports has shown over the years at this racetrack, I think Kyle Larson will come off the corner and get his second straight Southern 500 win. I'm going with Larson to get it done this weekend at Darlington. And now we'll go ahead and jump on the drivers you need to watch out for this year's Southern 500. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 45 car for 2311 Racing, Tyler Reddick. I almost picked Tyler Reddick to win this weekend because Tyler Reddick almost won the race in the spring for unfortunately getting into it with Chris Buescher at the end of the race. Tyler Reddick, I think, is going to be fast. He's been very good at Darlington historically. He's been really strong. He's been the fastest driver in the regular season as of late. I think he will end up winning the regular season championship, but I don't think he's going to go out there and win, but I think he will be a top 5 contender and will have a very solid and a pretty strong run for sure this weekend at Darlington Raceway. The second driver to watch out for this weekend in Darlington is the driver 17 car for RFK Racing, Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher has been really strong at this track recently. While the finish didn't come, he did have a car that was capable of winning at Darlington, and then of course he finished in the top 5 in the Southern 500 last year. I think Chris Buescher is going to have the pace and speed to contend, and I think Chris Buescher will be up front for maybe a top 5 for sure this weekend at Darlington Raceway with RFK. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is a driver 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace has been having a lot of great runs as of recently. Outside of finishing 26th in Michigan, his worst finish since Chicago is 13th. This 23 team has really been turning it up. Bubba's been having a career year so far, and I think Bubba will also have a solid chance and opportunity, and I think he will be a threat and contender to maybe steal and somehow get his first other Southern 500 win this weekend at Darlington Raceway. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is a driver to 6 car for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski is a former winner of the Southern 500 back in 2018, and he, of course, won the last time we were here at Darlington Raceway in the spring. I think the 6 team is going to be very fast. I think he will be a major threat and contender to get it done. And I think we'll have a very awesome chance to contend. I think Brad could go back-to-back and maybe pick up his 37th career victory. I think he's going to have a good chance and opportunity to get it done in this year's Southern 500. And the fifth and final driver that I think you should watch out for in this year's Southern 500 is the driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Now, Chase Elliott, to be fair, hasn't finished better than 9th over the last 6 or 7 races. But I think Chase Elliott will be a threat. He's been pretty good at Darlington in the past. I think, especially with running the Xfinity Series race, I think it's really going to help him out in a pretty massive, in a major way. And I think we'll have a very strong and solid performance for sure this weekend in the Southern 500. So, those are my race picks for the 2024 Cookout Southern 500. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Corey LaJoie, Martin Truex Jr. My underdog picks are Josh Berry, Kyle Busch. My winner's pick is Kyle Larson. And the ones to watch out for, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, and Chase Elliott. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the race picks video for the 2024 Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your picks below for this weekend's Southern 500. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know your drivers you're watching out for the Southern 500. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we are expecting that the schedules are going to get released for all 3 series. We already had the Cup schedule get basically revealed. The Xfinity and Truck schedules will get released. And then we're also going to have the paint scheme video for the Southern 500. Friday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing over the course of the last couple days. Then Saturday, we're going to have the College Racing video on who will be announced to College Racing for 2025, most likely Christian Eckes. We're going to have the Xfinity Racer picks. We're also going to have reactions to Cup qualifying. And we're also going to have an SVG video dropping. And then Sunday, we'll have the starting lineup video. And of course, we'll have the Cup Series race review for the Southern 500. Got a lot of great content dropping on the channel over the course of the next couple weeks that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.